practice is an amazing tool because throughout our practice, as we practice, we come up against things that maybe we have some fear around, or things we don't really want to do, we don't think we can do, we have doubts. Lots of different situations come up using our bodies as a tool on like this little sticky mat, right? And this little sticky mat where we practice, the practice itself just becomes really our relationship to it, or the emotions that come up during it is just a microcosm for what's going on in the bigger macrocosm of our lives. And so maybe we have some fear doing a headstand, but really we also have a lot of fear in some other situation or some other area, or just maybe in general. And sometimes overcoming that fear to just do headstand then helps to build this strength and confidence in other areas of our life. So we feel like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can ask my boss for a raise, or whatever the situation might be, or just I can assert myself better and not be sort of walked all over. And sometimes too, people come to the practice and they're very naturally maybe flexible, and they, can backbend and just bend in all different directions, and maybe that's also a bit of a metaphor of their lives. Maybe they're just, they bend over backwards for everyone. They're too flexible, too, lenient. They're willing to just kind of try to make everyone happy, and they need to get a little bit more stronger in themselves, or set some better boundaries. And I think as you build strength in the practice itself, it can help you do that then in your life too. So there's all kinds of situations, or the opposite happens. Someone comes to the practice and they're very stiff, they're very strong, they have lots of defined ideas about the world, about themselves, and then through the practice they become a little bit more flexible, and that flexibility in themselves, in their body, then relates to their life. They get a little bit softer, a little bit more flexible. They start to see things from a different perspective. So it's not just emotional sort of things that come up, but those often do come up. Fear or grief or anger or resentment or whatever it might be can sometimes come up in the practice, and really it's an old thing, or it's something that you're currently working with in some other situation in your life. And the practice, just working through it in this tiny little aspect of an asana, then helps you, all of a sudden you see that it's shifted in the bigger scheme of things, and that's no longer really relevant for you. And but it can be your whole world view too. Your whole world view can just shift also, which is really exciting. And it's kind of magical, because you think, how can this asana change who I am, or how I'm living my life, or how I'm acting in the world? But somehow it does. Somehow working with yourself and the practice and these asanas and the breath, it changes things. It changes who you are, it changes your life, it changes your confidence and your sense of adventure even, it's pretty neat.